Yeah, if somebody smiled at me like that, I'd hand them a sugar cube. But no, seriously, this is Natalie Harp, Trump's aide in the White House, who's been sending some really intimate letters to Trump. And the Daily Beast just 2 days ago got a hold of those letters. Sorry that we're covering this a little bit late. I've been rather busy this week, so we'll be talking about that now. This is Natalie Harp, and she is one of Trump's aides at the White House who's been kind of low-key with him a little bit too much. There's a video of her sneaking out with him on that food cart on the day that Trump thought Iran was going to kill him. You know, there's just so many times where she's just been with him for whatever reason for, you know, a White House aide. So there's a lot of questions revolving around that. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about these letters. And unlike most of these people who've been covering this, we're going to be reading the letters themselves. Dear Mr. President, I'm sorry. I thought I was the only one left behind last night. I had no idea that Margot's car was also pulled over and she was sent back to the airport. Since I was alone in the van outside of customs without my passport, I panicked. I should have called Secret Service instead of you. Okay, something there. I also am sorry if I was an embarrassment walking the course in Scotland. The first day I was told that there was no carts, and people walked, which is why I walked. The second day I was specifically asked by, I forget who his name was, but one of the main people who worked there, if I could continue walking. That's she wrote a sentence really awfully there. And tell any other girls who would head out there to do the same, just to spare some of the course any more carts. It seems like she doesn't know how to write. If there's anything else I've done to cause you trouble, please forgive me. I know that there have been some people have said that I haven't been texting them back, and there have been some international cell issues. John was having technical issues on the plane too, so he asked me to help him out. So, like, just first impressions here. She's illiterate. She doesn't seem to know how to type. All of that was one run-on sentence just about. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a single period in there. If you're wondering why I'm reading it so bad, it's because it's written awfully. I don't know who wrote... Well, I mean, I do know who wrote this, but this is awful. Continuing. I want things to always be right between us. I also know that I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat throughout the days, and forgetting to sleep, and only catching a couple hours at a time. I haven't been myself, dwelling on the past, the pain of losing my dad, and I started letting the remarks of people who haven't bothered me before get to me. Not because I care about what others think, but because I see myself being lowered in your eyes and good opinion. Good Lord, as if he's Homelander, dude. That is the fear you see, because I never want you to bring anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and protector in this life. That is what I wanted to use this card for. When you saw me at the cash register, and once again did what you didn't have to do, and gifted me with mementos of this trip of a lifetime, a coming of age. I will return a better person. I have to sign off now, as the cars are leaving. See you soon. With all of my heart, Natalie. Bro, what was that end there, dude? It was so incredibly difficult to read that end there. Not because I'm illiterate, unlike her. That was the most capitulating, cocksucking bullshit that I've ever had the displeasure of reading. Gifted me with mementos of this trip of a lifetime, a coming of age. I will return a better person. I have to sign off now, as the cars are leaving. I just want everyone to stew in that for a moment, to really just think about what we just had the displeasure of reading. Anyway, here's her. She's in the rear with the beige coat, walking by Melania. That's what she looks like, if you're wondering, besides the horse picture. Alrighty, and here's a second letter that she wrote to Mr. President, which is Trump. She prefaces this one by saying, now this is the note that I wanted to write, but the apology needed to come first. All right, so we're going to be reading this one too. I hope it's written a little bit better. I have learned so much about myself on this trip. She's referring to a trip to Scotland that she took with Trump. I always knew coming home to my roots would be enlightening. Okay. For the first time in I don't know how long, you forced me to unplug. We could be on the course with no machines and even forget what time it was. I didn't have to be the human printer. And I could take time to enjoy good conversation and still get all my work done at the end of the day. In fact, I even had time to take long morning and evening walks to enjoy each sunrise and sunset. Though I did forget to eat and sleep, with so much thinking time, I confess, I did have slightly negative effects at times that I know you picked up on, but the end result, I believe, will be worth it. I had no idea how rapidly I was approaching burnout and starting to envy those who only do job. Seems to be to talk with you and look pretty. So her. I want that job! 2 exclamation marks. Okay. So many times, I'm just trying to stay afloat with all that's coming for you. I look like a hunchback who didn't have time to freshen up. At least you know what I should look like. Alright. Plus, I miss the days when you used to call during my talk show days. That's seriously what it says. I didn't just misread that. And we'd talk about everything and nothing. I want to get back to that synergy. We shouldn't have to talk about work all the time. I've always felt like an in-betweener, somewhere between staff that you enjoy talking on the plane or at dinner, because that's who I used to be. Because that's who I used to be to you when I was a talk show host, as much as I hated the actual job. So all she's done in this letter is talk about her 2 jobs and say how much she hated them. I wish I could hear every conversation, because that's when you're having a good time, getting away from it all, at least for a few moments. But after going through all this self-analysis, my conclusion, I need to reunite my past with my current self in a better version who will make you proud. And please, when I fail, will you tell me? You have the absolute right to cuss me out, if need be, when I deserve it, 2 stipulations to that, because nobody knows or cares about me more. Thank you for being always there for me. I'll never forget when you made that promise to me after losing my dad, and I know how happy he is right now that I didn't get to go to Scotland and Ireland, as he always wanted for me. To modify a classic, I could not have parted with you to anyone less worthy. And I will add, it is I who is unworthy. Always, Natalie. P.S. My hands looked worse in Scotland and Ireland because the cold turns the old scars purple. Still on the road to recovery. What the hell did I just have the displeasure of reading? I genuinely could not imagine a worse love letter or whatever that was. Whatever that. Yeah, I mean, do you think she actually? No, she does not actually have feelings for him. That would not be possible. She just wants the money. Like, holy shit. All right, now here's a picture of her at the golf course with Trump. What's she doing there? Not clear. Should we know? Probably. Anyway, those are both of the letters that I wanted to read with y'all today. Subscribe to stay up to date with this news story. We're going to be seeing what's happening. She's probably not going to get fired, but if he's fired, well, you know, I'll be the first to let you guys know. So subscribe for that, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.